Man, this game is so fun that it almost made me forget about Godzilla the game. Almost. Almost. Quiplash, whoosh, sorry, every time I say the name I have to do that, is from the makers of the Jackbox Party Pack, particularly the You Don't Know Jack series, which is a very long-running trivia game that I absolutely love. It's a series that every time there's a new game, I get excited because it's so much fun. And is a party game that was specifically made for live streaming. So if you're a big live streamer and you want to interact with your chat by playing a game with them, this is the perfect game. Because you could actually play with up to 10,000 people, kind of, which I'll explain later. The game is extremely simple and is one of the biggest reasons why I love this game. Up to 8 players join a Quiplash game, which is made up of 3 rounds. You have round 1, round 2, and then the final round called the Final Lash. And the objective is actually very similar to a past Jackbox game called Fibbage, which is amazing. You should play that too. In the first 2 rounds, each player is given 2 of either a question or a fill-in-the-blank sentence. Let's just call them questions for now, just to make it easier on me. The players then must come up with a funny or clever answer to that question. Here's an example. Why does the cow go moo? That's the question. Here's the answer. Because it's gonna die and turn into hamburger. Now that might not be funny. That's actually kind of sad and tragic, but you know, we need to get hamburger somewhere. But anyway, there's different questions. That's not even a real question. There are tons of different questions, a lot of them being good, some of them being on the weaker side, but even when you get a repeat question, you could still come up with a different answer and it could still be funny, even if the question's the same, which is a problem with some games like Fibbage and You Don't Know Jack. When you repeat the questions over again, it's just, you know, I mean, you already know the answer, or, you know, it just ruins the experience. Here, not the case at all. So anyway, you get 90 seconds to come up with your answers. If you don't, then you just don't get to play for that round. If you do, then good for you. Hopefully they're funny, or you're not going to win. And the next part is where it gets really interesting, because that's where the questions and the answers are revealed, and this either could be very, very fun and funny, or really sad and depressing, because they could be like really unfunny. Or very offensive. Let's not forget, so offensive that it's just not funny. You know, it's just not even clever. To see which one is the better answer for the question, of course, the rest of the players that didn't create the answers will have to vote on which one's the best. And if you're live streaming, you can actually bring audience members into your game and let them vote as well. And like I said, up to 10,000 people. So they don't really get to play, they can't like add their own quips, but they can vote, and that's, you know, that's a lot of fun too. Just seeing, oh, that's fun, we'll vote for that. Oh, that's, I didn't vote for any of these all suck. And of course, you're playing for points. So whoever wins gets the most points. If you get all of the votes, you get a thing called Quiplash, whoosh, which is of course what the game is named after. And you get like an extra bonus and stuff. And you of course get all the votes and stuff, so you get the most points. And the second round is pretty much the exact same thing. You come up with your answers, but the points are doubled, so you get more points. So pretty much round 1 means nothing, kind of like You Don't Know Jack, how that round 1 means nothing. Same thing here. And then you have the Final Lash, which is one question that everybody shares. Everybody knows what this question is, so you don't need to keep it a secret. And you come up with, of course, an answer. And then everybody gets to vote. Of course, you can't vote for your own answer because that's stupid. But everybody can vote for up to 3 different answers, or you can vote the same answer 3 times. And then, of course, we see who gets the most points in the final round, which, of course, can turn the tide. And it's interesting. I will admit, every time I've done a Final Lash, it's never been funny, and it's always been like a depressing way to end it. There's been a couple times where it was like, oh, that was okay, but it's never been like an amazing conclusion. It's always like, these are kind of bad. And that's the game. Quiplash is extremely simple, like I said, but thoroughly engaging and so fun, especially if you have a bunch of friends that know humor, know how to make you laugh, and they will indeed make you laugh, because this game is just set up for that completely. The questions are funny. The answers are even funnier if you have a group of friends that are funny. The way that this game works is that you actually use your smartphone, tablet, or computer to actually access the game by going onto the jackbox.tv website and then entering the room code, and then everybody plays from their computer or tablet or whatever. It's a little hard to explain, but it's pretty simple, so it's actually not that hard to explain. I pretty much explained it. That's how you play, and it's actually really interesting, and it works flawlessly. You never really disconnect, and it's just a lot of fun playing on the tablet with a bunch of friends while on Skype. It's just a blast, man. It's a great game. I really have no complaints. Really, it's just a fun game. There's not really much else to say about it. It works. There are a couple problems with the Xbox One version, though. Sometimes when I leave a game, it crashes the game, and I have to go back into the game. That's the only problem I have. So there's one bug where the game crashes, but luckily it's really easy to load it back up, and it only happens when I leave a game, and not when I'm playing and it just decides, oh, screw it, let's get out. It's only when I leave. So that's the only problem I really have with this game. And some of the questions aren't the best. But overall, Quiplash is a game that is worth your $10. If you have Xbox One, PS4, or PC, get this game, especially if you live stream. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. You have to have up to 3 people to play it, though. Just fair warning. So there you go. That's my review for Quiplash. A great game. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely go check this game out. It's a lot of fun. And check out some of my Let's Plays that me and a bunch of friends have done in the past. I warn you, though, they are very offensive. So anyway, there you go. Thank you and goodbye.